admiration, respect and warm approval. Something regarded as impressive or worthy of respect. For the longest time, Kojima had looked up to Oikawa. Whatever his reason for doing so was unimportant to him. Was it Oikawa's serve that made him look up to him, or the way he could bring out the best out of his team? Kojima didn't care. All he knew was that he admired Oikawa and did his best just to impress him. Oikawa-san, can you please teach me how to serve? Huh? Oh, I'm busy right now. Maybe later. Kojima. Okay then. There was a glint of unsureness in Oikawa's eyes as he watched Kojima walk away from him. He felt scared and insecure ever since Kojima joined the team. Kojima was a genius. There was no denying that, and because of that, Oikawa couldn't help but feel insecure and jealous whenever he saw Kojima play. He would surpass him one day. It was a bitter truth that he acknowledged long ago, and yet he still reacted so poorly to it. What's wrong with me? I'm being irrational. It's not fair for me to act like this towards him. It made him wonder at times why he acted so cold to Kojima, even if he accepted how better he was as a setter at least. Sometimes, I just wish that. It made sick to his stomach as he felt nauseous. He shouldn't be having negative thoughts of Kojima, who did nothing wrong against him. But his mind wouldn't listen, and Oikawa felt insane as the more he kept thinking of Kojima, the more bad thoughts entered his head. Noticing Oikawa's tense expression, Iwaizumi was about to approach him, but Kojima beat him to it. Shit, please don't do anything stupid. It was all that Iwaizumi could say as he watched Kojima tug on Oikawa's sleeve. Oikawa-san, are you no longer busy? Can you please teach me how to serve? Kojima's voice was soft as he noticed how tense Oikawa currently looked. He felt nervous, thinking to himself that he shouldn't have approached Oikawa when he obviously looked tired and stressed. Maybe if he helped Kojima, then the bad thoughts in his head would go away and he would be at peace. Really? Are you sure? Oikawa-san? You seem tired. Yeah, I'm sure. Now come on. I don't have all the time in the world, you know. Okay. Watching both Oikawa and Kojima, Iwaizumi felt relieved that his best friend didn't try to hit their kohei like he did in the past. He knew well of Oikawa's insecurities, and tried to help him as best he could, but he didn't how to. But at least, Oikawa seemed to have been improving. Iwaizumi-san. Yes. Kindechi? Can you help me and Kunami with our receives? Sure, where's Kunami? He's over there. He's tired, so he's resting for a while. Oh, okay. Iwaizumi then walked away and followed Kindechi towards the other side of the court, which was where Kunami, who was looking a bit tired, was. At the other side of the court, Oikawa demonstrated his serve, afterwards, telling Kojima to serve the ball he was holding. How was that serve, Oikawa-san? Kojima's fingers were tugging at the hem of his shirt as he waited for Oikawa's reply. Nice serve, Kojima. Really? Yeah. Oikawa was hesitant with his praise, but Kojima really did do a good job. Thank you. Kojima's cheeks were suddenly rosy and his eyes looked starry, making Oikawa tilt his head in confusion before patting his kohei's head. You're welcome, I guess. Why are you even thanking me? I didn't do anything at all. I just really like your serve, Oikawa-san. Someday, I want to serve like you. Oh. Okay then, I'm sure you will, though I highly doubt it. A soft chuckle escaped Oikawa's lips as he covered his mouth. He knew that Kojima would be able to serve like him, maybe even better, in the future if he just practiced hard enough. But for the meantime, it felt nice to feel superior. It was sick that Oikawa knew, but he couldn't help but enjoy the feeling of his superiority at serving against Kojima. Kojima was full of talent, overflowing with it really, but Oikawa knew that he currently had the upper hand with his skills and experience. Someday, I'll be just like you, Oikawa-san. Can't wait to see you try, Kojima. It was sick and twisted, but Oikawa wanted to enjoy the feeling of superiority he currently had before it disappears. So for the first time, he indulges himself as he ruffles Kojima's hair. I'll be waiting for that day. Just let me enjoy this sweet feeling, even if it's just for a while, please. From that day forward, Oikawa began to playfully taunt Kojima whenever he helped him. At first Kojima was confused as to why Oikawa was suddenly acting that way towards him, but having his senpai's attention was enough for him to not mind them. Honestly, Oikawa's taunts towards him just made him even more motivated to work hard, to practice even more, to improve quicker. Oikawa-san, can you please help me improve my receives? Hey. Again? Sure. Whatever, just make sure that you actually improve if I help you, okay? Okay. It just made Kojima glad that unlike before, this time Oikawa wasn't ignoring him and was instead actually helping him. To have someone he looked up to help him improve, to guide him and to correct him, the thought made Kojima smile softly as he watched Oikawa serve a ball for him to receive. Oikawa's form when serving always was breathtaking. Whoa. Yeah. Kojima. Get your head out of the clouds and focus. You just missed the ball. Sorry. Whatever. Just receive the next ball. Okay. Yeah. Okay. From the sidelines, Kunami watched Oikawa with tired eyes as he drank from his water bottle. For the past few days, Oikawa had been mostly helping out Kojima and he couldn't help but feel envious of him. He too wanted Oikawa to help him with his receives, but he was too hesitant to ask him for help. It was why it was often Kindaichi asking their senpais for help for the both of them whenever he wanted to practice. What are you staring at? You seem pissed. Kindaichi suddenly appeared beside him, causing him to flinch as he choked on the water that he drank. What the? OMG. Sorry. I didn't mean to surprise you. Kunami, are you okay? Iwaizumi suddenly handed Kunami a dry towel as he patted his Kohei's back. When he heard soft choking noises, Iwaizumi reacted quickly and immediately ran to Kunami, who was currently glaring daggers at Kindaichi. Don't do that ever again. Sorry. Are you alright? What happened? I'm fine. Iwaizumi-san, this idiot over here just surprised me while I was drinking. A soft sigh left Iwaizumi's lips as he gently patted Kunami's back. Oh. That was all that he could say as he watched Kunami wipe his face with the dry towel that he handed over to him earlier. Oh. Kunami, are you alright? What happened here? Oikawa noticed the small commotion from the side and was now standing in front of them while holding a ball against his hip with Kojima following him from behind. I'm fine. Oikawa-san, I just need to have a talk with Kindaichi over here about surprising me. I already said sorry. What more do you want from me? Kunami just grumbled as he crossed his arms. At this exchange, Oikawa let out a soft chuckle that gained everyone's attention as he wrapped around Iwaizumi's neck. The scene before them looked familiar, like how he and Iwaizumi would usually act with one another. It was a comforting sight that brought smiles to both Oikawa and Iwaizumi's faces. Oikawa-san. Kojima sounded hesitant as he tugged on Oikawa's shirt with his eyes staring at the floor. As Kojima spoke, Kunami began glaring at him, causing the other flinch away. Call him petty, but Kunami had just gotten Oikawa's attention and wanted to keep it for a while longer. Huh? Oh, let's go practice your receives, Kojima. Noticing Kunami's glares at Kojima, Kindaichi let out a sigh of understanding. Can we practice with you, Oikawa-san? Oikawa tilted his head as he looked confused but was nonetheless smiling at the question. Oh sure, why with me though? You'd be better off practicing with Iwa-chan here. His spikes are stronger than mine after all. Shut up. Iwaizumi's face was slightly red, though it wasn't out of anger, as he crossed his arms. Hey. Why should I, Iwa-chan? I don't know. I just want to practice with you, Oikawa-san. Do you not want us to practice with you? Oikawa's expression became one of intrigue but also confusion, with his face reddening slightly as he soon felt Kojima tugging onto his sleeve. Hey. Not at all. I was just a bit curious. That's all anyways. Let's go, I guess. Whatever. You are so weird also. Stop glaring at Kojima. You're scaring him. Shut up. I'm not. Yeah, right. As they walked away, Iwaizumi couldn't help but watch them. Not out of jealousy, but understanding. They all look up to you, don't they? It was all that Iwaizumi can say as he watched Oikawa serve, slightly mesmerized himself by the other's form. He knew well how the first years looked up to Oikawa, whether the said guy knew it or not. Kojima admired Oikawa because he was a great player, someone he aspired to be in the future. Kunami admired Oikawa because of his form on the court, one that never falters even as he grows exhausted and tense. And Kindaichi, whether he knew it or not, admired Oikawa because of his ability to bring out the best in everyone. How Oikawa was a good player, and an even better captain. Kunami, nice receive. Kunami's eyes became starry at the praise as he smiled softly to himself. Ah, thank you, Oikawa-san. Iwaizumi drank from his water bottle as he side-eyed the four. The first years looked so adorable after being praised by Oikawa, something that made him chuckle to himself. He knew the feeling well, how his heart suddenly bursts out of excitement as he plays even better than ever just to hear those praises from Oikawa's mouth once again. After all, he had been best friends with Oikawa with years, and until this day, he too would become starry-eyed after hearing the other praise him. Iwa-chan. Huh? What do you want? I want to practice my setting with you. Okay. Wait, aren't you helping the first years with their receives? They're gonna practice their blocks against your spikes. It's so we can also practice together. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, okay, whatever you say. Come on then. Oikawa then dragged Iwaizumi onto the court, with the both of them facing the first years, who all had determined looks on their faces, even Kunami, surprisingly. Wow. That was all that Kojima could say as he watched Oikawa set. Not bad. Oh shut up, you know you're amazed by him too. Kojima stared at Oikawa with starry eyes and at Iwaizumi with a determined look. He was going to be like Oikawa one day, and even surpass him. That was his goal. Suddenly a loud yell made Kojima snap out his thoughts as he realized their current practice match was about to begin in a few minutes. Karasuno vs Aoba Jose. Him versus his former teammates. Yahoo! Hi there, Tobio-chan. Hi, Oikawa-san. I can't wait to see how much you've improved. Well, hopefully you've improved since the last time we met. I did. Oh. Now I really can't wait. Oh, Oikawa. Yes, Iwa-chan. Get back here and make sure that Kunami doesn't fall asleep before the match. Hey. He's still tired. Okay, I'm coming. Bye bye, Tobio-chan. Bye. It felt strange, with his heartbeat accelerating as he finally realized what was happening. He watched Oikawa walk away with bated breath as he craved the other's hand to ruffle his hair once more and tell him that he did a good job. If someone were to ask him if he ever regretted going to Karasuno, Kojima would say no. He was proud of his team, and he was glad of his growth as not only a player, but also as a teammate. Kojima, drink some water, we don't want you getting dehydrated now. Huh? Oh okay. Kojima took the water bottle Sugora offered to him and drank from it. While he did so, his eyes looked around the gym until it landed at the sight of Oikawa patting Kunami's back while his other hand was wrapped around Iwaizumi's neck. He really did have no regrets going to Karasuno, but sometimes, Kojima wished that he could have gone to Aoba Josei instead. Then maybe, he could once again practice with Oikawa and hear praises leave his lips, though they were hesitant. Is something wrong, Kojima? You seem off. It's nothing, Suga-san, I was just thinking. Okay then, whatever you say. Oikawa was now ruffling Kindaichi's hair with a huge smile on his face. Oh, how much Kojima missed that. And for the first time in a really long while, as the practice match began, Kojima looked at Oikawa with starry eyes. This time though, he was no longer Oikawa's teammate, but instead, his opponent. Whoa. It was all that Kojima could say as he watched Oikawa serve, noticing how much he had improved over the years. Huh? What are you looking at, Kojima? It's nothing. Hey. Stop lying to yourself. Kunami, nice receive. Thank you, Oikawa-san. Kojima wanted to be praised like that. Oh, snap out of it, you've been distracted since the beginning of the match. Huh? Oh sorry. What the? You really are out of it. He really was, and the pit of dread pooling in his stomach made him feel even worse. Kojima felt envious as he watched Oikawa smile at Kunami and Kindaichi, with him wishing he was the one being praised instead. He felt so desperate and it hurt. The practice match soon ended with Karasuno winning, but Kojima didn't feel any joy at all. Unlike his teammates, all that he felt was emptiness as he drank water from his bottle. His starry eyes became dull as he watched Oikawa hug Kunami and Kindaichi before clinging himself onto Iwaizumi, who just sighed. I want that. Karasuno walked out of the gym feeling proud of themselves, with Kojima staying silent. It wasn't until Kojima heard a voice calling out for him, causing him to turn around and see Oikawa running towards him. Tobio-chan. Do you need something, Oikawa-san? Oikawa smiled softly at Kojima once he was in front of him. I just wanted to say something. Huh? Good job at the practice match. Oikawa then ruffled Kojima's hair after a really long time of not doing so. It almost felt foreign to both Oikawa and Kojima as they both froze. Thank you, Oikawa-san. A soft chuckle then left Oikawa's lips. You're welcome, Tobio-chan. Oikawa wouldn't deny how he still felt insecure all these years about Kojima's abilities. But even he knew how much the genius setter looked up to him. It was obvious with his rosy cheeks and starry eyes. And it made Oikawa feel superior in a sick way, and he liked it. Anyways, I have to go now. I can't wait to play against you one day, Tobio-chan. Bye. Oikawa ran towards Iwaizumi, who was staring at him with an unreadable expression. You care for Kojima, don't you? Hey. What do you mean, Iwa-chan? Of course not. You're in denial again. I'm not. I don't care for Tobio-chan. I'm just happy that I'm better than him in everything other than setting. TCH. Don't say that. But it's the truth. Whether I like to admit it or not, Tobio-chan is a better setter, but other than that, I'm better than him in every other way. From serving, to receiving, to blocking. I'm better than Tobio-chan in those aspects. Whatever, just don't say that. You're our setter and I don't want you admitting that another setter is better than you. It feels wrong. Or, you care. Of course I do, you idiot. Both their cheeks were red as they walked together hand in hand. Oikawa was humming a soft tune as he clenched his free hand slightly, remembering the feeling of Kojima's hair underneath his palm. The feeling felt so foreign yet familiar at the same time. It made him wonder how much he actually missed Kojima with his starry eyes, and his little tugs on his uniform whenever he wanted to gain his attention. Iwa-chan. He helped Kojima improve, and was someone who helped him during practice. He taught Kojima a lot even if he knew that if he helped the younger, he would surpass him much quicker and easier he knew and yet. Yeah. A bittersweet chuckle left Oikawa's lips as he leaned against Iwaizumi's side. I think you're right. Huh? In a sick and twisted way. I want to be better than Kojima, and I enjoy it whenever I know that I'm better than him. The feeling of superiority makes me feel relieved, happy, that I'm still better than him in some way. I sound like a horrible person, don't I? You're not. Let me finish, please. Okay. And yet even though I enjoyed that feeling, I still taught him, helped him, practiced with him. I helped him improve even if it'll only make him surpass me even quicker. I think that I do care for Tobio-chan, in a way. Iwaizumi said nothing as he watched Oikawa smile sadly while tightly clenching his hand. He didn't know what to say, so he just said nothing and let his presence comfort Oikawa, who looked deep in thought. You care for him? Yeah. So? What's wrong with that? Huh? You care for Kojima, so? You also care for your teammates. You care for me, you care a lot, Toru. And whether you like it or not, Kojima is one of those people that you care for. He used to be your teammate. He's your Kohei. Of course you care for him just like how you care for Kunami and Kindaichi. They all look up to you. It'd be sad if you didn't care for them. Hey, I guess you're right. Let's go home. Iwa-chan. Okay. As they both walked home, they saw Kunami and Kindaichi walking together, with them talking in hushed voices. Kunami looked flustered with his red face and embarrassed expression while Kindaichi was laughing loudly. They didn't notice Oikawa and Iwaizumi until they finally turned their heads to see their upperclassmen looking at them with soft expressions. Hello there, Iwaizumi-san. Oikawa-san. Hey. Are you guys heading back home too? Yeah. The atmosphere surrounding them was quite awkward, and yet Oikawa just smiled at two before waving his hand at them. Well then, I'll see you guys at tomorrow's practice. You two did a good job today. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Oikawa-san. See you tomorrow, Oikawa-san, Iwaizumi-san. As they spoke, their cheeks were tinted pink as Oikawa and Iwaizumi said their goodbyes to them before walking away. Hey, Kunami. Yeah? You do love me, right? Duh. Obviously. But you'll never love me as much as you idolize Oikawa-san, right? And the same can be said about you. Yeah, let's just go home. Okay. There were a lot of people who looked up to Oikawa, and he could care less for most of them. But out of all those people, he somehow cared for his three Koheis who had been with him since middle school. Whether he admitted it or not, he grew to care for his Koheis after all. He had helped them improve and practiced with them the most. Kunami, Kindaichi, and Kojima. They were three people who admired him. But unlike most of his admirers, he felt proud of them all.